The best way to get better at programming is to practice. And in this example, we're going to be checking for a substring within a bigger text file. As always, you can download this starter file, which you can see we've got some code in to make it a little bit easier for us, from the link provided in the description below. You can then pause this video, work it out on your own, and then check your answer, or if you get stuck, follow along. All right, so let's get started. You can see I've got some basic code already created. All this does is take our data from the info.txt file and load it into a variable called data. Now, let's take a look at the next step we're going to do, which is we need to get a value from the end user and then check to see if it's within data. So I'm going to say search for equals input. And there's a couple of quick ways that we can check to see if what we're searching for is inside of data. I'm going to show them both to you real quick. So I'm going to say if search for in data, and this is just going to return a Boolean value. Yes, it found it, or no, it didn't. That's all it does, and that's why we've written it like that in the if statement. So if search for is in data, then we're going to print out found that substring using in. So I'm going to go ahead and run this file while I'm searching for to be. Notice that we found it. Okay, anyway, so well, what is the search data that we're looking at? Well, we've seen this before. It's the famous little saying from Hamlet, to be or not to be. Let's take something else just to run that and see what's going to be. By a sleep. Notice that it found it within there. Now you might think, well, maybe it's just always finding it. So let's put in just some real gobbledygook. I'm pretty sure that's not in there. And notice the substring is not found. And so this is a real easy way. If we're only looking for does it exist or does it not exist, this is a great way to do it. Okay, so let's look at the other way real quick. I'm just going to comment this stuff out. And let's look at this second way. Now we're going to leave the search for because that's still important. But what we're going to do is we're going to say if data.find search for. So in this case, we're looking for the substring using the find command. And this string function is built into strings in Python. It lets us look for a search string. Now what's nice about this is it returns an integer value of where did it find it? And specifically, where was the first place it found it? So it may be somewhere else. That's okay. What we're going to do real quick is to say if it's greater than or equal to 0. Now, the reason why we do this is our very first character is 0. So if it's found at 0, we still need to say, yes, we actually had this. So we're going to say print substring found at, and then I'm just going to go ahead and copy this in so we can see the index. Else substring not found. Go and run this. What are we looking for? It comes and says to be, or is a wait, substring is not found. Well, that's kind of weird. Well, if we look at our text, notice that we have a comma in here. So let's put that comma in. Notice it says the substring is still not found. Why is this? Well, if we run this one more time, notice it now says it's found at position 0. You might think, well, why did it not find it the last time? Well, Find is case sensitive. Very important to note here. So our find is case sensitive. Now, we have ways to work around that, of course. We can check compared to an all lowercase or all uppercase. But this is something that's very important to remember. Find is case sensitive, which means that you're looking for an exact substring. So this is another difference. If we come in here just real quick, I'm going to run this. Just say to be. Notice that to be, it found it using the substring in and the substring at 14. If I run this again, so notice that it's not found in both cases. So both of these are case sensitive. Very important to remember when we're searching for string data. Now, is there ways around this? Of course there is. We can maybe force both of them to be all lowercase and then check that way. That'd be a great way to look for this. Or maybe convert them to all uppercase. So there are ways to do a case insensitive search pretty easily. But by default, both your in and your find are looking for case sensitive strings. It's a good little point to remember whenever you're working with Python. If you like that tip and like others, you might want to subscribe so you can see other things to learn about and how to get better at programming.